Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Advanced Warfare Open here at MLG Columbus. I am Duffman, and I am joined by Maven up here in the booth, and we've got an incredible game to kick off winners round one in our winners bracket. Denial versus Team EnvyUs.
Great stuff. Yeah, we finally got some of these big juggernaut matches coming at you now that we
I'm excited.
Like you said, into the championship side of things. So Denial goes 4-0, makes pretty easy, quick work of everyone. Envy, day one, struggles, ends up losing to Aware, but then climbs back, wins the rest of their 3 games. It comes down to a tiebreaker, but they do get that top 2 spot. They do get into the winner's bracket, but they have to face this Denial team, who outside of Justice has arguably looked like the top team.
They honestly do. Yeah. Honestly do. All weekend long so far, Denial just looks so strong in every single game type. We've seen them in Hardpoint. We've seen them in S&D, Capture the Flag, and Uplink. Yeah. And this team is just consistent. All the players on this squad are going off at any different point. When one player is struggling, the other 3 are picking up right where they left off in the last game, and that's why they've been so successful. The other part of it is the communication and the chemistry on this Denial squad is of the best that I've heard in a long time. We've gone to listen-ins, I don't know how many times this weekend, and it's always positive, it's always communicative, it's always talking, and it's always just good vibes as you head in that booth.
The best thing I really heard from them, and actually take a look, you can see at the bottom of the screen here, we do have a Twitter poll. So tweet us, who do you think is going to be winning this one? Hashtag EnvyUs, hashtag Denial. Tweet it with the hashtag MLG AW Open for a chance to win. And you know, this is, when we look at it, well, it was Denial. I'm trying to think who, it was versus Vitality. All right, so in that series, it's in Capture the Flag. I believe during the listen-in, they actually end up going down 1-0, then 2-0 during the listen-in. I've never heard more positive kind of commentary between the teammates when you're getting slammed like they were. Still, such positive stuff between them. Great to listen to.
I'm excited. I haven't been able to cast EnvyUs all weekend. Excited to see what Merc, Cap, Clay, and Nameless are able to do, especially against a top team. That in Denial. Hardpoint, Detroit, our first map in this best of 5. Let's jump on board with the captain, Merc, and see what he's up to.
All right, we'll see as Merc is able to break into this first hole. Gonna get set up here. Sees one of the side. If you don't mind throwing that COD vision for me, that's perfect. It'll help me very much with these old eyes. But he is set up in here. We're seeing the Twitter polls come through right now. It looks pretty demanding for, or pretty commanding win for EnvyUs right now, right around that 65. Oh, it's floating everywhere. It's jumping quickly. Good to see. There's a lot of people getting in on the action. But JCap here midstream, picking up a nice 2-piece. We'll see if he can keep the hot streak going.
JCap starting out 3 in 2 turns. Can't clean up that kill quick enough. Attach for Denial. We'll take over the hill. We're tied up at this point early on. Typically see that obviously when we hit the first hill. Attach starting off great for Denial. 4 in 1 on a 4-point streak. Staying up in this middle hill, and he's got the help around. Denial looking good to start rotating towards the next green hill.
Yeah, you'll see this coming here just a couple of seconds. We will have the rotation, and yeah, you do see the setup coming. With the size of this map, though, you'll see teams, unlike, let's say, something like a Solar, you'll see later rotations come at times, just because you can get across the map so quickly. Attach able to stay in there, get the final seconds, give them that 14-point advantage, and now we'll see the battle here for green.
Replay is trying to make his way in there, and he's not going to be able to. We'll switch on back with Attach. The young one, the surprising one, the one that's made a great name for himself here in the last couple of months, right before Advanced Warfare released and into Advanced Warfare for this squad. Such young, raw, amazing talent. And there's a punch coming in for Replays.
Yeah, he gives him the old slap there, able to take him out, switching over to Saints, gets an assist there, is going to drop. Just looking across the KDs here early, nothing too shocking. Nameless still going to be the first one there to hop into double digits at 10 and 7. We do have a tie game right now as we're about to hit this 8-minute mark. We will see the next rotation coming up here in just a matter of seconds. Back on to Attach, who's starting to light it up here. He's back on this ramp. He's going to be the one covering kind of the rotation back here from the parking lot. You did see one player gets eyes. His teammates actually able to clean that up. There is going to be a player that might challenge to his right or from window, but they've got pretty good setup in here right now, and that's actually 3 down for Envy.
How long Attach can stay alive back at this hard point is going to be absolutely crucial. This is such a great way to break this hard point. Approaching from back garage. He's going to jump out. Has help from his teammate. Can he pick up the kill? He does. He'll drop Merc there. Saints, Replay still in the hill here in garage, and they'll control it for the time being until Nameless has something to say about it. Attach, meanwhile, continues to dominate back here. Hold the spawns for his team and slay out, keeping EnvyUs out of this hill.
Yeah, and it's been contested, I feel like, for the majority of this hill, but the original, 10 to 15 points did go in the favor of Denial. Allowed them to get a little bit of a lead here, but it's been pretty back and forth. That's a hill that's tough, I believe, to get a ton of time. You know, once we get to, I feel like that first middle box hill or school hill, you can actually get quite a bit of time, but there, for the most part, as you saw, contested throughout, and we're going to see the next rotation coming now.
We'll switch on over to EnvyUs, watching through the eyes of Merc. 12 and 10 on a 2-point streak, make it a 3-point streak after that kill, blocking the rotation out as it moves to this hill over to the left behind him. This hill's so difficult to break behind semi-truck. You have very small access points, but if you as a team can flood in there all together, it's very easy to break. You can see Denial already able to get in there. Merc's gonna approach by himself, does find one, gets shot from behind. Clay, meanwhile, staying alive in there, turns around, does he find this kill? Does get the assist, and will recover the hill before finally getting taken out there by Saints.
Great stuff there. They do need to mount back in this one. Only down 40 right now. Obviously, plenty of time to play right now. Nameless charging in, trying to get shots in. Not going to be able to take out anyone. Attach and replay. That's a three-piece replays. Just tear down this entire Envy squad. Clay trying to pick up as much as he can, but the gunfight there does go to Saints and crew, and we're going to come to the next rotation coming up here at the 6-minute mark.
Look at this spot for Nameless. We're going to be rotating into the high school for this hard point. Nameless ready to catch him off rotation. He's going to have 2 players coming. He's going to find one. Can he clean him up? He does. That was attached. One jump mid-street, turns around, almost gets the kill. Meanwhile, Merc inside the hill will hold this one down.
And this is where they can start to mount their comeback. If you get a good setup in here, I feel this is the easiest hill to actually hold if you have good coverage. Nice shot there. Merc gets one to his left.
Another one.
Can he get the third? Goes prone. I think he decided to reload for just the last second. I thought he was going to pick up that kill, but he did manage to get 2, and you can see there, they're pulling it back. They're within 30 now.
On a 2-point streak, as is Clay. Clay, the recent pickup for Team EnvyUs. We talked about how much of a dynamic he would add to this squad, especially because Clay is fired up. After being released from Optic Gaming, he's hungry and thirsting for a championship year this year, and he believed EnvyUs is the team to get there with.
I actually had a nice conversation with it after everything went down with Optic Gaming, and, you know, I talked to him about his decision to go, and it really came down to what you said. He thinks the big important thing for him is champs. You know, that's where the big money is on the line. He said he thought this roster gave him the best opportunity.
Got him, can't complete the punch, but will connect and actually get taken out. Back on board with Merc, 18 and 15. Hill back into the middle, first hard point. Nameless is going to come and try to help out Clay, who's sitting in the hill. Not often you get to say that Clay is inside the hard point, but he is right now for this EnvyUs squad. Nameless will continue to try to slay out for them. 23 and 18 on a 2-point streak, 4 captures, getting the rotations down as well as helping out with breaking after slaying.
And that's part of the trouble they had a little bit early on in this game with this squad. You know, I was watching them scrim a bit, and Merc will get frustrated at times. He's like, guys, when I'm dead, someone else has to get near this hill, because everyone, you know, their job is to slay primarily, though. Merc is the guy that will typically be inside of the hard point.
Of course.
But, you know, he got on his teammates sometimes for being a little too selfish, but it looks like they're getting things rolling here, mounting this comeback. They were down by almost as much as 54 points. Now we might see a lead change in just a matter of seconds.
It's kind of been the Merc and Nameless show as far as I'm concerned. You've seen Merc in the hard point getting the major important kills done inside the objective. Nameless just floating around, slaying out, and trying to prevent as much action from hitting that hill as possible. And it's allowed EnvyUs to climb back into this. Control of green now. They're going to continue to pile on some points here. 3:40 left. EnvyUs takes the lead and are trying to close this one out against Denial.
Yeah, you hear the crowd starting to get hyped. The Envy fans out there getting excited. They've mounted this comeback. They trailed pretty much the entire game, and now they do have control. We're watching David Scott. Got to mix them both up.
29 and 19 is Nameless. We're finally getting shut down. Merc's going to kind of clean up this alley. Does so very well. Can't get the second inside the hill. It's not going to matter much. The hill will be rotating here in the next 15 seconds or so. But huge stand right there in that hill by Team EnvyUs. Allowed themselves to build almost a 20-point lead. Now they just got to make sure they don't allow Denial to get the early rotation onto the next hill, because this one's going to be difficult to hold.
Yeah, these last 2 hills have been really well controlled by Envy, and it's been a huge swing, just an absolutely gigantic swing for them. But they've got to get in. You see a pretty good setup. Just taking a look at the minimap. It's pretty much locked down right now by this Denial side. We'll mount on with Envy here. Merc is going to be the first to try and break in.
Behind Ambulance, he knows he's going to be there. Gets the pre-fire and is able to connect with the kill on replays, has control. There's Merc, your objective player, holding it down. Gonna find one in front of him, gets caught. Reloading, Nameless will hop in, finds one also inside the window, cannot connect, and he will drop. The hill will be neutral for the time being. Meanwhile, Merc will hold down the back. Clay will jump in, and EnvyUs continues to hold on to the lead.
Yeah, that back ramp, it gave him pretty fortunate sponsors. They're able to get set up here and get some more time. What, about 15 seconds left until we have the next hill rotation. We'll see who's able to get these final seconds, and they are going to be huge ones, as this is only a 20-point game with just over 2 to go.
We're going to switch on over here to Denial. Zuma right now, lead slayer for the squad, 32 and 30. Currently 8 captures as well, getting it done on the objective.
Look on the other side,
Clay,
Denial. 13
captures. I don't think we'll ever, we have never said that about Clayster in a hardpoint match in the history of Call of Duty.
After this, he's going to be like, you see that, Mark? You like those numbers?
What'd you say about people getting the hill? Yeah, thanks, pal. Zuma's gonna hop in, finds Nameless. Huge pickup, and just like that, Denial takes his hill. Down by 8 points, a minute 40 left. This is the second to last hill. Let's see if they can make it count.
Attach, picks up one, comes in. Can he get 2? There's the third. Not able to get that. Gets drop shotted. Will end up falling. I believe that was Nameless that picked up yet another big kill. Every player, pretty much in this game we've talked about, everyone needs to kind of get towards that 30 mark. That's kind of the bare minimum in this game, as Hardpoint plays so fast. You can just take a look at the top right of the screen. Everyone is starting to approach that. Zuma leading the way for his side. Nameless leading the way for Envy.
Attach is going to try to push out. Gets 2. Can't get the third. Attach, an explosive player, trying to push out for the squad. The hill's going to begin to rotate to the final hill as Denial has taken the lead. It's going to be up to Team EnvyUs to come back in the final 55 seconds. Let's jump on board with them to see if they can do it.
And this last hill is going to be everything. You can see how the discrepancy, because there's basically 1 second for the rotation.
Yes.
You can see how it starts to mount more and more. I got a lot of tweets asking about that, and hopefully Hardpoint time race down the road, but Merc gets a big 2-piece. They're down 19 points, 35 seconds remaining right now. Let's see if Nameless and company can get it done. He gets 1, gets taken down by the second. Time's still ticking for Denial right now. They have to break this. They only have a matter of seconds.
Clay gonna get shut down mid-street. Merc coming from mid-street, and just like that, that's gonna be it for Team EnvyUs here on Hardpoint Detroit. Denial able to take the lead, drop the lead, bring it on back, and hold on to it to take map number 1 in this best of 5 to kick off winners round 1 in the winners bracket.
What an intense game. It was what a 50-ish point lead for Denial.
It was getting close.
The first half of that. Envy brought it back, then finally got the lead.
Look at the guys.
When it came down to those final 2 hills, it was all Denial.
Denial pumped up, attached, fired up. This guy is a catalyst for this team. Not only with his plays, but with his attitude. It's just so fun to listen and watch these guys over in Denial. Saints in your final kill cam. 39 to 35 for him. Zuma dropping 40. Everyone getting above that 30 threshold for Denial. On the opposite side, Nameless, 40 kills for him. Very notable play. There's Clay on your screen, the newest addition to this EnvyUs roster. Great first matchup, very close. Ultimately, Denial holding on to it. Up next is going to be Search and Destroy on Riot. And if you enjoyed that first map, you're not going to want to miss this one. Don't go anywhere.